Stupid mic. Can't believe I had my mic off for that whole spiel. How though? Sorry about that. Welcome to Let's Stream Castlevania Circle of the Moon. Circle of the Moon, this is going to be a bit of an interesting one because I've never done a Let's Play of any game that was in my What Is This series. I want to say Circle of the Moon was episode 2 or 3. But, yeah, so I wanted to do this because despite it having a reputation as one of the weaker Metroidvanias, I've had a surprisingly good time with it. I would say it probably has the best alternate modes of any of the Metroidvania games because it doesn't lock you out of anything significant. Or if it does so with a good reason. So, yeah, it's actually really fun. And there is one alternate mode that I haven't done yet. So we're going to start a new game here, and we're going to name ourselves Dagger. Now, no, we are not naming ourselves after a princess from Final Fantasy IX. This is actually a special code that changes our class. I'll go over that when we get there. Oh, I've got little pop-ups from Steam. Do not disturb. I don't want those showing up. It is 1830 at an old Austrian castle. From the worshippers of chaos rise the plea for the return of the Lord of Darkness. We crave the presence of the embodiment of suffering, the ruler of darkness. I have waited for this moment, to be awake again, to bask in darkness and feel the moonlight within. Count Dracula, I am honored to be in your presence. Indeed, though I lack my full power. We are preparing the rite to replenish your power. Stop! You cannot be allowed to taint the world! You. I remember. You were one of the vampire killers that sealed me. You've aged. It is our duty to see you banished. Amusing. To use my nemesis's life to return my power. I have no use for children. Be gone. You, Nathan! Master! Father! And we somehow didn't shatter our ankles. No creatures around here. Hugh, are you okay? Yeah, we were just brushed aside and ignored. We have to find Master. I'll go. He's my father. Nathan, you'll be in the way. Just get out of here. Well, aren't you fancy still being able to run after dropping from a height like that? Also rude. I want to find Master as much as anybody. So, unlike our Master and Hugh, we apparently injured our feet in that fall because we can't run. We can just do the vampire hunter kind of swag walk. So, before we get started, I want to go over a few things. Specifically, what I did with that code. If you look up in the top left of the menu, it says Thief. If you are playing the game normally, that will say Vampire Killer. That is your character's name. Nathan Graves is his name. That is your character's class. Your class will determine your starting stats, your stat growths, and certain abilities that may or may not be available. Vampire Killer, the default class, which is standard new game, you enter any name in the name select screen that's not one of the passwords, and you'll be a Vampire Killer. All of your stats will start at 100, and will go up by 10 every level. I believe that includes your HP and your MP, and I think your hearts... Your hearts might start at 50. I'm going to double check this just to make sure my info's right, but I'm pretty sure that that is correct. Whereas we have other modes that we have to play before this. Thief is the final of the alternate modes. You have to play them in order, starting with Vampire Killer, and then you unlock Magician, which unlocks Fighter, which unlocks Shooter, as they call it, which unlocks Thief. Now, Thief mode, what we're playing here, let's see. Making sure I'm giving this correct information. Okay, so if everything except for HP, MP, I think except for hearts doesn't start as 100. Let's see. No, hearts start at 50 and you start with 25 in standard. So, as you can see, we have a lot of luck and basically no other stats. Your stats will go up by 10% of whatever their base is every level. So, for HP and MP, we will gain 5 every level. I think we get 5 hearts every level. It might be different for hearts. I know hearts are a bit weird. Let's see. So luck here starts at 1600, which is 16 times the base, and you gain 160 per level. We will very easily just naturally hit the luck cap of 9,999. Int is unaffected, starts at 100, goes up by 10 every level. Defense is cut in half, goes up by 5 every level. Strength is reduced by 30% and goes up by 7 every level. What these stats actually do, you have your character statistics and you have your vital statistics. Your vital statistics are over there on the right. Your HP, your MP, and your hearts. HP is your health. If that hits 0, you die and you game over. MP is used with the magic system, which we can't go into yet. But using magic costs MP. Hearts, as is a Castlevania standard, is the ammunition resource for sub-weapons. I'll go over sub-weapons when we find one and go over the controls. As for vital character statistics, strength is your damage calculating stat. Anything you do that does damage, whether it's a whip strike, a sub-weapon, or a spell, scales its damage off of strength. Defense is how much damage is reduced when you take damage. Int does not improve your magic damage. What it does is it improves the regeneration rate of your MP. I believe every 100 points of int increases that regen by 1. So right now I think we have 100 int, so I think you always have like a base MP regen rate of 1, so I think here we technically have a regen rate of 2. I don't have any magic, so I can't test that. And then luck in this game of the GBA Castlevanias, this is the only one where luck actually does anything meaningful. In this game, luck purely influences enemy item drop rates. There's no random crits or anything. So we're going to be severely hurting against bosses. Which, since we don't get random crits, luck's not really going to help with that. So we'll start with some basic controls. I'm playing this on the Advanced Collection, which is available on Steam, Switch, and I believe Xbox and PlayStation as well. I might be wrong about Xbox, but... Oh, geez, yeah, we are so weak we can't even one-shot that guy. So, some basic controls. Ooh, he dropped a card. Nice. So, some basic controls. I'm using a Xbox 360 gamepad, so you can use either the D-pad or the control stick to move around. A to jump, X or B if you're playing this on a native Game Boy Advance is use your whip. You press and hold B, you'll do what's called a brandish, which brandish is really good for killing really weak enemies and deflecting destructible projectiles, which most of the projectiles in the game can be destroyed. There's very few that can't. Some other controls, if you press down and jump, you'll do a slide kick. A slide kick does about as much damage as a standard whip strike, but it also pushes you forward and puts you at risk of contact damage with whatever it is you're trying to hit. So you may end up accidentally hurting yourself trying to slide kick an enemy. Some miscellaneous controls for this version of the game specifically, since I'm playing on the Advanced Collection. Now let's see, L I think is for using magic, which we don't have magic yet. R is for special moves, which we don't have yet. Come on, throw your bomb. Thank you. I want to be extremely careful. Because I am so weak, I could very easily die before reaching the first save point. Okay. And, oh. That was almost bad. I'll stop the bomb, and if we get here, you can be cheeky with brandishes and hit enemies at weird angles. So, it's slower, but if it's safer, you might as well take it. Let's see, and then of course, you know, this being a Castlevania game, you have various button combinations you can press, like, if we had a sub-weapon, you press up and attack to throw your sub-weapon. There's various button combinations with magic and special moves, which we'll go over. Let's see, is there anything else I need to talk about with basic controls? If I press right trigger, or it's left trigger, I open up the system menu for the advanced collection. I will only really be using this to look over the encyclopedia. You can use this to customize the controls, change your wallpaper, which you can see at the side. I've gotten this sort of grayish wallpaper. Gadget settings, you've probably seen that thing with the skeleton bomber show up. That tells you, in this game specifically, what enemies drop what cards. Which cards are what the magic system is based off of. I'm already seeing a marked increase in enemy drops just from having this massive amount of luck at level 1. And the fact that we already have a potion is actually really big, because I think a potion only restores 20 HP, right? Yeah, that's about 30% of our life or so. Okay, good. I can one-shot bats. That's really good. I want that. I didn't know bats could drop those. That's actually really nice. Yeah, bats are like the stereotypical really weak enemy in Castlevania games. Oh, this guy's just out of range of a brandish. So my first goal among everything else is I want to try and get to a save point that's at the other end of the room. Okay, brandish will keep me safe here. I guess if I really wanted to, I could just do this to farm antidotes, because the little worms that thing drops will constantly drop them. But yeah, just to kind of give you an idea of how much luck we have, most standard playthroughs won't have luck anywhere near this high at the start. So we are going to be getting a ton of items. Ooh, nice. And those items are our lifeblood. Now, this will actually let me test a few things. So now that we have the Mercury and Salamander cards, I can explain how the magic system works. It's a dual, I think it's called dual system setup. And it gets that name because you need 2 cards, 1 action and 1 attribute, to do anything. The action cards are named after Roman pantheon gods, and the attributes are various mythological creatures corresponding to a specific element. So right now we have Mercury and Salamander. What Mercury does is Mercury upgrades your whip with an elemental property, and Salamander is fire elemental. So you don't have to like press A or anything to select them, just have the cursor over the card, and as long as you can see the name there on the left, you have the card equipped. So Mercury plus Salamander, if I go down here, it won't do as much to this guy because he's fire aligned, but I press L, I activate DSS mode. You see I'm now glowing. And now, my whip's on fire. You'll see every time I lash out with the whip, it takes a bit of my MP. Yeah, I do half damage to him because he's resistant to fire, but in general, if an enemy is not resistant to the element you're using, you'll do more damage. As far as I can tell, there are no elemental weaknesses in this game, it's just resistances. And once you get a certain combination of cards, you yourself can actually get elemental immunities. But, nice. Okay. Right. And get rid of these worms. I believe brandishing does 10% of your normal whip damage. More or less. Ooh, a magic gauntlet. The magic gauntlet is an accessory item. That's not going to be helping us too much. Oh, nice. We gained a level already. Every level is going to help tremendously. And I actually do want to get to about... Oh, yeah, you see, a little bat took off that much HP. Just nice, nasty. So what I want to do first is I want to go and grab a sub-weapon, which I can find right here, the knife. So by pressing up and attack, you will spend hearts to use a sub-weapon, which is usually a ranged attack of some kind. The dagger is the stereotypical weakest Castlevania sub-weapon. Just flies in a straight line, has infinite range, which makes it better than your whip for long-range engagements, but it does very little damage. Okay, so we gained about 3 points of damage there. That's not too bad. Yeah, we're doing 30 damage instead of 25 to the worms, so... I didn't mean to throw that knife there, but I guess that did the trick anyway. Okay, so far this isn't too bad, but I do want to be careful. Alright, this room could potentially be nasty, because there's our first, like, really big nasty dude in here. Which is this guy. The Earth Demon. Honestly, he's more of a danger from contact to damage than his actual attack, which is just that thing. Okay, you're not resistant to fire, I don't think. Oh, I guess you are, because the Fire Whip's not doing any extra damage to you. He's not that bad, you just gotta watch out for when he swoops. I'll go over the other playable classes, I guess. I would say when they become relevant, but they're not relevant because we're playing as Thief. So I mentioned Vampire Killer's just like the standard game. You don't play with any special rules, your stats go up as normal. Let's see, I believe it's Magician Mode is the first one you get, which Magician Mode focuses primarily on MP. I think MP hearts get boosted, I think, and intelligence. Ooh, oh, nice! We got the Serpent card. Okay. Serpent is the Ice Elemental card, so by combining that with Mercury, we get an Ice Whip. This is kind of like the Ice Beam from Metroid. However, unlike the Ice Beam from Metroid, it's not good for killing stuff. It's primarily there just to freeze things and make a platform. Much like the Ice Beam, if you would kill something with it, it will freeze it first. Okay, Dash Boots. This is our first artifact, or special item. Double tap forward to perform a dash move. If you've ever played a side-scrolling Kirby game, you just double tap and you dash, same as a side-scrolling Kirby game. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, Magician Mode. Magician Mode focuses primarily on MP, intelligence, I think hearts get boosted, and there's also a penalty to... Oh, nice, a wristband, I do want that. Alright, right arm wristband. I always want more strength, especially since we got it reduced. But your HP, your strength, and I think your defense get horribly reduced in Magician Mode. Alright, so... Ooh, I want that. Thank you. Alright. So this is going to be our first, like, major grind room. Your first goal after hitting up the save point should be to come here. Get the dash boots and get to about level 5 or so on the bats that live up here. Nice. Ooh, he dropped a heart. Okay, getting these hearts is going to be a major boon. I don't care about those. When it comes to accessories like that, you really don't need more than 2. Okay, good. My strength is actually high enough to kill these things with a brandish. So that actually makes doing this a lot easier. I can just go back and forth like this. Haha, nice! Oops. Okay, but bats are no longer threatening because we can just brandish them to death, so that's really good. Of the early accessories you can get here, I definitely recommend, regardless of what kind of playthrough you're doing, you get some wristbands from these guys, because that just increases your damage and makes grinding a little bit easier. Generally speaking, I don't care too much about my defense, and I don't care too much about my int. Strength and not HP, strength and luck are the main two stats that I actually care about increasing via equipment. Wow, what are the odds? Let's see. But yeah, Magician Mode, massive MP and intelligence boost. Ah, crap. I didn't throw that knife. Massive MP and intelligence boost, you lose defense, strength, and HP. I think luck is unaffected, and your hearts, I think, might be unaffected too. You might get a bonus to hearts, I don't remember. One of the other bonuses that Magician Mode gets to facilitate the Magician gimmick is Magician Mode starts with every single DSS card already unlocked. Normally, you have to farm them. Like we have from the enemies here. Nice. Okay, well, our defense has gone up enough that now they're now doing 3 damage instead of 4, so that's a bonus. It's just a matter of if we can get back alive. Ah, crap. Yeah, the movement in this game can be a little bit janky because Nathan doesn't control as well as somebody like Alucard or Soma. But you just make do. And the nice thing about these bats, ow, is they just infinitely respawn within the room. A lot of wristbands. I'll take these hearts, though. Hearts will be very helpful. Because I imagine we will probably be very reliant on sub-weapons for a majority of our damage against anything stronger than a bat, probably. What level are we? 4? Yeah, I want to get to about level 5. That, I think, should be a good starting level to... There we go. Go exploring further in. So now it's just a matter of getting back to the save point without getting murdered. Because not only did we get the dash boots, we gained a bunch of levels, and we got some hearts as well. Hearts are a consumable item that, well, refill your hearts. Anyway, I keep getting sidetracked by tutorial information. We already went over the Magician Mode. Once you beat Magician Mode, you get access to Fighter Mode. Fighter Mode massively buffs your strength and defense, and also gives you a massive HP boost. It completely tanks your intelligence, which really doesn't matter, because the other gimmick with it, or to facilitate the fighter gimmick, intelligence is useless anyway. But, let's see, I think your luck is unaffected by Fighter Mode. And to facilitate the fighter gimmick, Fighter Mode can never get DSS cards. They will never drop, and you can't get any of them. It effectively plays like a Classicvania, because you're restricted to using your whip and your sub-weapons. Oh yeah. Just getting those 5 levels, we're already seeing a noticeable difference in our ability to actually deal with stuff. Okay. Once you beat Fighter Mode, you unlock Shooter Mode, which Shooter, honestly, probably has been the most fun one so far. I haven't played Thief Mode before, so we'll see. Actually, you know what? While I'm here, I already saved, so I'm actually going to quit the game out real quick and do a little bit to end the game, which will take me back to the main menu. Yeah, there we go. I want to go back in here and like change my name so that way it's not just the dagger code. But Shooter Mode reduces your strength, HP, and defense, I think. What it does do, however, is it gives you a massive amount of hearts. And I need to name change. My actual name in there. But yeah, shooter nerfs most of your physical stats, gives you a crap ton of hearts. Let's see, what else does it do? You can get the DSS cards like normal if you farm them, so you can at least use magic with the shooter. And the shooter, to facilitate its class gimmick, actually gets 2 special abilities. The first one is that the resource cost of hearts for all sub-weapons that are not the knife get reduced by 2. So... Wait, no, I think they get cut in half, not reduced by 2. So, like the cross, for example, the most expensive, well, second most expensive sub-weapon in the game, goes from 6 hearts per use to 3. I believe the stopwatch, since that's not technically a projectile, the stopwatch does not get affected by that. And then the second special ability of the shooter is, if you get a knife, you can actually pick up a second knife. And if you pick up a second knife, you will get a special homing dagger that will just zip around the screen and home in on the nearest enemy, which is actually really useful because it can home in on enemies and get stuck in their hitboxes if they have iframes for whatever reason. So, let's see, and then we have the Thief mode here. Thief really just has a lot of luck. That's all Thief has going for it. All of our other stats are reduced, I think, except for intelligence and hearts. But as you can see, we are getting showered with items. Okay, so there's not a whole lot we can do in most of these areas, so I'm just going to go to where we need to go and hopefully gain levels along the way. Now, these skeletons and these zombies can drop our first piece of body armor, since we already got our first accessories in the form of the wristband. Okay. There it is. Cotton clothes. We can equip this on our body. It's 20 defense. It's next to nothing, but anything to keep me alive. Oh, good, a potion. Potions will be my lifeblood, I'm sure, because I'm going to need a lot of them. Because my HP is just so weak. Magic gauntlets I don't care too much about, because that raises your int by a measly 10, which really doesn't help when the regen ticks go in tiers of 100. Ooh, leather armor. I'll take that. That's an immediate upgrade. Very nice. Okay, so now defense is what it would be if we didn't have a defense nerf from our class. Well, I guess status effects won't be a problem, because at least I don't have to worry about getting poisoned. I've got so many of these things. Ooh, do zombies drop potions? Oh, they do! Okay. If I wasn't in the middle of a stream, I'd actually be tempted to come down here and farm these guys for some potions, but I might do that off-screen. But, for now... Now, as is Castlevania tradition, you want to whip walls as you find them. Because occasionally... Ow! How much HP do I have? I have enough to take one more hit, so we're good. But occasionally, a wall will be breakable and you can find a secret inside. That's too high. I also find myself running by accident sometimes, so... If you see me just do, like, a random super long jump or something like that... Oh, nice. Don't need that, though. If you ever see me do, like, a random super long jump or something, chances are it was me accidentally doing a dash. Okay, so we got a heart max up there. It's basically a missile tank for your hearts. I don't think we can do anything up here yet. No. I'll have to heal here soon. Because, unfortunately, despite this being a portable title, this game's pretty stingy with the save points. So, the next one's going to be a little ways off. However, I do want to keep my eye out for axes. This guy I can probably brandish to death. No, he's not getting close enough. I can't brandish him to death. Something to watch out for with these spears, as you can see, they're going through my brandish. They are projectiles that cannot be destroyed. Nice. Okay. I believe there is a secret wall right up here. There we go. Now, secret walls will always lead to these little dead-end rooms, for the most part, that have some kind of item in it. MP Max Up is a permanent MP boost, so always helpful. Not that we've been really using our magic too much, but I'll take what I can get. Cotton Robe. That raises int, I think. Is that any good? No. Well, I mean, it gives me an extra point of int. I guess that'd be... or an extra point of HP or MP regen. I guess that might be helpful. But... not at this juncture. We don't have any spells that I would really consider to be worth using full-time. Let's see. Oh yeah, I forgot other controls. Press start to open the menu like this. Press select to bring up the map. You will be looking at the map screen a lot, because this is a Metroidvania and you don't want to get lost. What do we got back here, if anything? Level up again. Nice. We're leveling up pretty quick. I don't think the Thief is supposed to level up faster than any other class. Maybe it just seems that way. Ooh! An HP boost. Very nice. HP max increase. Okay. The nice thing about HP max ups like that is, just like energy tanks in the Metroid games, they will fully heal you when you pick one up. So finding one of those when you're severely injured like that is always nice. Same kind of semi-holds true for MP max ups. Because MP max ups regenerate all your MP when you pick one up. We will eventually get a card combination that lets us cast a healing spell. So when we get that, the MP max ups will turn into full heals as well. But for now, we've just got to make do with what we can. I think straight up is the way to go. Yeah, that's an exit. We can't go that way. Now, the thing that's nice about Thief mode is, because of all of the item drops that you're getting... Ooh, a save point. Nice. Forgot this one was here. Ooh. The nice thing about Thief mode is, as you can see, we're getting showered with items. This is unique among Metroidvanias in a few ways. For starters, you play like a Classicvania character. I think the only real difference between Nathan and a Belmont from a Classicvania game is that he can actually control his jump in midair, and can do a few other things that they can't. But as you can see, he does the strut, he attacks with a whip, only attacks straight forward, he uses the sub-weapons, he gets knocked back when he gets damaged, you know, standard Classicvania stuff. But because he controls like a Classicvania protagonist, the controls in this game have been complained about to be clunky, and I can definitely see where they're coming from with that. Got ghosts. These are infinitely spawning enemies. Just grab the MP max and get out of here. Now, if I wanted to farm MP boosts, like Mind Restores, that'd be a good place to do it, because I could just sit there with the brandish and kill them infinitely. This is the first, like, real trap of the game, because you've got a whole bunch of skeleton bombers up here. Just brandish your whip the second you get up there and they can't hit you. So you're good. Let's see. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, one of the key differences between this and other Metroidvania games is, you may have noticed when I was in the menu, there was no menu element for money or currency of any kind. That's because Circle of the Moon doesn't have any. There are no shops or anything. Any items you find, there's no, like, treasure chests or anything either. So, aside from the artifacts that you ow! Okay, that... Ow, I forgot they could do that. But, aside from the artifacts that you pick up in pre-designated areas and the boosters, no, like, inventory items will appear just on the ground. You only ever get them from monsters, and you can't purchase them from anybody. So having high luck... Ow. Having high luck enables you to actually amass an inventory of items. I am particularly interested in consumables, so I think that's the way out. I shouldn't have done that. At least it's nice to be able to have the HP to actually tank some hits, if necessary. Now, is this an axe? No. There's an axe back here somewhere. Which I'll go over the axe when I pick it up. And basically, once I get it, I will never want to use the knife again. Oh, here it is. Okay, the axe. The axe is probably my second favorite sub-weapon in most Castlevania games that it appears in. When you press the sub-weapon command, you throw it in an arc over you. And if you actually position the axe right, you can hit things twice with it. There we go. I believe in this game it's 2 hearts per use, which is fair. Metroidvania game, so that's fine. But this will help us deal with enemies that are above us instead of having to jump up and just whip them. We can do that. Okay, I definitely don't want a knife. That's a beginner's trap. If you don't have a suit of leather armor yet because you're not playing in Thief mode, that skeleton spear in there is actually not a bad place to farm if you want to get one of those. I think this guy I can brandish to death. Just gotta position myself right. Yep, there we go. Looks like brandish damage is 10% rounded down. Yes. I could go straight through there. Might as well. Okay. Oh. But yeah, I can definitely see where the criticism for this game is coming from. Because it definitely plays clunky. It definitely has some oddities about it because of no shops or anything. But I've been thoroughly enjoying my time playing it. Outside of like the initial playthrough when I still didn't really quite understand what I was doing. But I like it. It's pretty good, I think. I wouldn't be doing a Let's Play if I didn't like it. Okay, MP boost. I don't think we can get any further up here. No. But, well, I can see where they're coming from. If I actually had this game when I was growing up, which I was in 1st grade when this game came out, so... Ooh, nice, a potion. Yeah, I was in 1st grade when this game came out, so my parents probably would not have let me play it. Because they would rather me have been watching the likes of Disney and Sesame Street instead of playing a game about vampires. But, ooh, nice. But I can definitely see the appeal, having played the game myself. If I had this growing up, I definitely probably would have enjoyed it once I understood what I was doing with it. But instead, I had the likes of Humongous Entertainment and Kingdom Hearts. Oh, and Kirby. But, yeah. So, I can definitely see why the fans of this game like it, and why the people who don't like it don't. I've seen both the merits and the demerits of the game, and overall, I think it's fine. Potion! Thank you. Have I missed anywhere? Missed an area over there we can't get to because we can't jump that high, so I think we're doing okay. Oh, good, a save point. Now, I believe this is the closest save point to the first boss, so if we die, we're going to have to backtrack all the way over there. He's in, like, the next set of rooms. Now, technically, I want to avoid the boss at first, and go down a side path, because there's a weapon, a sub-weapon I want to pick up that might make the boss a bit easier. Okay, so this room introduces an enemy that's going to be a nuisance throughout most of the playthrough. Or at least in this area. Ow! These gremlins. They're little flying enemies that throw their spears, and their spears cannot be destroyed by brandishing or anything like that, so you just have to dodge them and hope they don't hit you. Alright, I want to go this way first. I don't think we can continue this way, but... I don't want that one. Thankfully, the Fire Whip only takes MP per attack, not per enemy hit. Now, I'm specifically looking for one candle in here. I think it's this one. No, it's not that one. There's a candle in here that drops holy water, which would be really useful for the boss coming up. Might be that one. There it is. Okay, holy water. Holy water is another one of the quintessential Castlevania sub-weapons. When you throw it at a downward arc in front of you, and it leaves, depending on the game, it either leaves an area denial flame effect like that does continual damage to things that step in it, or it creates a little wave that goes across the ground. It varies from game to game. But this one uses the lingering flame variant, which will be very helpful because the first boss is ground-based. Like, he'll jump around, but he's primarily on the ground. So as long as we can catch him standing still... Ow. As long as we can catch him standing still, we can do a lot of damage in a short amount of time. Now, something I want to be careful of in here, is these jumper dudes. Yeah, hoppers. Okay, good. I actually got the two things I wanted right away. Thank you, Thief Mode. The gauntlets. These are basically better wristbands. They increase your strength by 15, I think. Let's see. Yeah, 15. So plus 30 strength. Not bad. We're about as geared as we're gonna get. As far as, like, ooh, nice. Ah, we actually have enough strength to one-shot these guys now. That's actually kind of a pity, because I usually gain a level or two farming those things off of them. But that's okay. That just means more experience I'll need to farm when I eventually get to my major grinding point. Okay, so I don't want to go in there yet. That's a boss room. I want to head back to the save point and save my progress so I don't lose everything that I just picked up. Because the first time with the reduced HP you get, which is, I believe, common... Ooh, hello. Which I believe is common to Thief, Magician, and Shooter. Oh, hang on. We got a bot. Get out of here. I don't know how long you've been in this chat, but get out. Alright, sorry about that. But, with the reduced HP that comes with Thief Mode, there is a very real possibility at this level that the first boss can very easily just kill me. So, I want to go and save before doing anything else. And despite the fact that I am playing this on the Advanced Collection and can make a save state if I want to, I am not going to. I will use the rewind feature sometimes. This is actually a good place to show that off. If you press and hold right trigger and then move the stick back, you can rewind the game. I only did that particular instance for demonstration purposes. I'm not actually going to be taking advantage of that too much. If I do use it, it'll mostly be for time-saving purposes in one specific area. But otherwise, I'm not going to be taking advantage of the emulation features that this version affords to me. Besides, by the time we actually get to the area in question where I would actually want to be inclined to use that, my luck will probably be so high that I more than likely won't need it. Okay, that was just me being dumb. I really want to try and avoid taking damage, if at all possible. Okay, we leveled up, so I'm gonna say that's worth going back. Because, while you do gain maximum HP, it does technically reduce your health because it doesn't fully heal you when you gain a level. Now, I do know that save points will fully restore your HP and MP. They do not restore your hearts, and I don't think they cure status ailments. I've never actually been at a save point when I had a status effect, so I don't know if they do or not. But for you... I think I'm good on hearts. Oh yeah, I think the holy water is either 3 or 4 hearts per use. Okay, good. We've got a supply of potions, so we'll at least have that going for us. Okay. How many potions do we have? 12. Okay, yeah, we're good. All right. So first boss here, Cerberus. This guy is Dark Elemental, I believe, so he is not resistant to fire. Jump over those. Oh, yeah, you see he did a lot of damage there. Woo! Jump over him while he's doing that. Okay, good. That went a lot smoother than it did for shooter mode, because in my first time fighting him in shooter mode, I was like level 8 or something, and he just tore me apart. Okay, that wasn't too bad, and we got some candles in here too we can use to restock on hearts. That will probably be the only time I use holy water, because now that I've killed him, anything else will require either the axe or the cross, which we haven't found yet. And as anybody who's played this game knows, once you get the cross, you never want to get rid of it outside of very specific circumstances. And then once those specific circumstances pass, you immediately get it back. So now we have double. This is our second little artifact. This allows us to jump twice in midair. And with the double jump, we can now access places we were not able to get to before. Ow. Let's go this way. I'm going to come back and do like the exploration of all the new areas and stuff when I have get all of the sort of artifacts for all like the movement abilities and stuff. Because there's no point, because there's just so many of them. And they only contain things like the boosters and stuff, so might make the playthrough a little bit more interesting if I'm not as powerful by being as thorough, but we can just do a little wrap-up and explore everything and be fine with it. I will, however, make an attempt to find every secret wall that I remember the location of as I find them. One of which is actually in this room. Yeah, die. Okay, so the glass shatters whenever it hits something. That's interesting. Now, I believe one of the walls up here is fake. I think it's this one. Yeah, here we are. What's in here? Oh, just more of these guys. I'll take an HP max, not bad. And we are now out of the catacombs, at least for now. We are now in the Abyss Stairway. Now, the first little grinding area I want to go to, not for levels, but for cards. There is a set of enemies inside of a hidden wall that I want to kill. I believe the wall is right there. Yep. And inside this room, if I can get in there, we have an Axe Knight and a Slime. Now, slimes... Oh, that was lucky. Slimes are poison elemental. If you touch them, they poison you. Alright, we got the Venus card, which I believe is just stat boosts. Nice. Okay, now there's a place where we can find a Axe Knight on its own. Hi, Song, how you doing? But, let me see. Slimes will poison you if you touch them. Axe Knights just do damage. Venus, I believe, is stat boosting. You get various attribute increases whenever you use them. Like Salamander, for example, raises your strength. It raises it by 25%. Eating chili. Ooh, spicy. Now, for Serpent, Serpent, I believe, is a defense increase, which means I have to take damage in order for it to proc. And the game will not tell you what these cards do until you actually activate their effects. So, yeah, that reduces damage by 25%. And let me actually see. How much does that increase my attack by? I think that only increases it by 3. No, that increases it by 7, so Venus, I think, would be better. Yeah, Venus is better than using... Ow. Venus is better than using the Fire Whip. Okay, so normally it takes a while to actually get the things in there. If I'm not mistaken, I want to say the Axe Knights drop Mandragora. That's the... Oh, we're about to find out. Let's see. Yep, Mandragora. Okay, Mandragora is plant elemental. So when we do this, we get a Thorn Whip. Let's see. Ooh, the Thorn Whip's really nice. Oh, I think I accidentally used it. There we go. I also think I put too much garlic salt into my bowl. Oh, that's awful. Too much garlic's nasty. I was actually sick on Friday with a pizza that got screwed up, and they put way too much garlic on it. So let's see. Oh yeah, the plant whip's definitely more powerful. Now, what about Venus? With that, 160. Okay, so Venus is still better, but... now, as for Venus Mandragora... Okay, level up, that's good. I believe Venus Mandragora... Oh! Did I not activate the thing? I did. I mean, he dropped it. Was that not it? That's strange, because as you can see, it raised our luck, but we got the item drop and it didn't proc it. But yeah, Venus Mandragora is a luck boost. If I'm not mistaken, I think there's a hidden wall over here. Something like that. Oh yeah, there's this room. Oh, now it procs. Okay. Okay, not doing too bad. Let's head back down then. Now, generally speaking, I prefer using the Venus combinations rather than Mercury. So I think I'll go with Venus Serpent for now, just to keep my defenses up in case I see a big enemy. Venus Mandragora, I'm assuming, will not be particularly useful because, well, I've already got so much luck. Now, there will be some enemies I do want to farm that will drop some luck-boosting accessories, but we're not going to be seeing those, at least for a little bit. So, as far as cards go, I think we're caught up. Oh yeah, I need to check these and see if there's an axe in one of them. This way? Yeah, that's a dead end. We can't do anything in there. There's an Iron Maiden in the way. Now, something nice, especially if you're playing shooter mode, about the DSS system, is if an enemy can drop a DSS card and they drop it when you already have it, they will drop a large heart instead. Alright. As far as pickups go, the small hearts will give you 1 heart, the big hearts will give you 5. And then you have the heart consumable items, which will give you... I believe it's like 25, 50, and 100 hearts, respectively? Or something like that. Because there's 3 tiers for each consumable. There's a base version, a high version, and then like an X version. Now, these guys are doing less than 10 damage, so me having Venus Serpent activated wouldn't really be helping too much. If you're looking to farm hearts, you also want to try and find a room that has a sub-weapon candle spawn, because if a candle will drop a sub-weapon, it'll always drop that sub-weapon if you don't have it. If you do have it, it will instead drop a large heart. I don't think there's any hidden walls in here, but I'm going to check anyway. Now, one of the cards I'm looking forward to getting is the Jupiter card, because the Jupiter card will make it really easy to find hidden walls. Yeah, their spears do more damage than they do. Maybe it's over here. Also, pay attention to Nathan whenever he takes damage. Because sometimes when he takes damage, you might see him glow. If he glows, that means you were hit with an elemental attack. Oh, here it is. Ah, Skeleton Warrior. I actually want to farm this guy, assuming he doesn't drop it. Or Skeleton Soldier. Okay, I'm going to farm this guy because he can drop an upgraded armor. And I'm not even going to bother using Venus Mandragora because I'm sure I'll get it fairly soon, and any time that I don't get it is just more XP and less grinding I have to do later. Now, there are like specific level grinding spots that I do want to go out of my way to reach, which is actually where I'm going right now. I want to head in that direction. I just have to take a long roundabout way to get there because of how the game's map is laid out. There it is, bronze armor. More defense. But, I do have a handful of grinding spots that I want to stop at various points in the game. There's the bats at the very beginning. The next one is, if we actually look at the map, it's way on the left side is the first like major non-beginning of the game grinding spot. And that's the one I'm probably going to be at for a while. The second grinding spot and the fourth grinding spots, there's 4 total that I like to use. There's the bats in the catacombs, there's the guy that I'm going towards now. There's one about 2/3 of the way through the game, and one in the final area of the game. Let's see. I think this, if I'm not mistaken, this, I think, is a sub-weapon room. Because there are some rooms that will have a larger amount of sub-weapons just available than other places. Okay. I think it's behind that block. We can't do anything with that yet. Ah! The axe. I will take it. I did not mean to do that. Now, I am using a joystick, so you will sometimes see me accidentally throw a sub-weapon when I'm just trying to, like, run an attack. There's a hidden wall in this room. I didn't mean to do that, but that was cool anyway. I like how I'm doing all these accidental weapon throws, and they happen to actually be doing something productive. Except that one. That one didn't do anything productive. Is the secret wall up top? Because sometimes you can tell by looking that there's a secret wall there. No. Okay, this is another skeleton soldier, but I don't need the bronze armor, so we're good. Now, there actually is an enemy that I do want to farm. Though, again, with Thief Mode, you know what? I'm going to avoid farming them, because with Thief Mode, I more than likely don't need it. Okay, so I believe going this way will take me to the grinding spot. Yeah, this will take me to the grinding spot that I want to go to. I don't want to go here yet. I want to find what I call the main hub of the castle, which is in the other direction. That leads to the clock tower, I think, so we need to go this way. Thank you. Ah! You know what? Fine, I'll just go this way. Am I even going the right way? Yes, I am. I want to go down this way. Now... Or maybe I was supposed to go up. No, I was supposed to go up, because the, that thing respawned in midair. Huh. Yeah, I wanted to go up in the, like, staircase area over there. I wanted to go this way. this, I believe, takes me to the main hub of the castle. Ow. Now, you see how I turned green there when I got hit by that axe? Despite what you might think, that is neither plant damage or poison damage. Poison shows up as purple, and plant I don't think shows up at all. You just kind of have to know that the enemy is a plant elemental. Green is a darkness, which is the most common damage type in the game. You know what? Getting a bit low on HP. Ow. Yeah, see, that helped a little. Now, there should be a save point somewhere around here. Which I think there's one down here, if I'm not mistaken. No, I am mistaken. It's further in, but we're going the right way. Let's see. Uh-oh. Ooh, okay. We want to watch out for that guy. Oh, yeah. He just murdered me. I tried to throw an axe at him, and it didn't work. Oh. Hang on. Go away, Avast. Now is not the time. And I had to click out of the game to close Avast because Avast is a pissant. Okay, I just saved right here, so it's fine. I should still have my cards, right? Yeah. I still have my cards, so we're good. I think I lost a level, and that's it. Oh, I have to get the armor back. But yeah, so you can see, with such low stats, death very much is an issue. Alright, let me get my cursor out of the screen there. Hello, potion! Honestly, that's on me. I should have healed, but I thought I was going the right way when I was clearly not. Ah. That's also what happens when you take a ton of stupid damage when you really don't need to. I don't like that. Let's get our bronze armor back. Oh, hey, we got it first try, too. Nice. Okay. Yeah, no, thunder skeletons are going to be one of the first enemies that are really going to start giving us trouble. Because they're a bit janky to fight. However, they do have a card we want. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Thunder Skeletons, I think, drop the... They don't drop the Thunder card. They drop the Earth Elemental card, I think, is what they drop. Okay, yeah, that goes to the sub-weapon room. I can't do anything about that. But yeah, the axe armors here do dark elemental damage, which is the most common damage type in the game. Let's see, if you glow, I think it's either yellow or blue, you get hit by electricity. You didn't see it when I got hit by that skeleton, Thunder Skeleton, because he just outright killed me. Here. Nice try. Be a little bit more careful this time around. They usually throw their axe up first. Yep, there we go. Now you'll notice with the Venus cards, my MP is constantly draining as long as I've got the effect active. That should take care of those. Now, what were you? Oh! I'm back on holy water again because I didn't replace my axe. You know what? That actually works in my favor. If it kills those things quickly, I guess I'm okay with that. Though I will need an axe before going to the next boss. Actually, if I'm going to be hitting up my grinding spot, I probably won't need it, actually. Now, Thunder Skeletons will be a recurring element as long as we're in the audience chamber, so there'll be plenty of opportunities for us to get their card. Hearts. Okay, now I do want to go up there. I think that's progress. Please, do tell me if I start talking incoherently, or ramble, or start talking in circles, or whatever. Because I am all too aware of my ability to go on a tangent. Ah! This was the save point. Okay, so this is not the castle hub. This is getting close to the castle hub. Or what I call the castle hub. I don't know. Anyway, secret wall there. Okay, yeah, if you wanted to fight an axe armor on its own, this is a good place to do it. Let's see. MP max up, I'll take it. Let's see. I believe it's either this way or the other way that leads to where we need to go. And I know there's at least one portion through here where we have to go, like, up and around. Here. Ah, a health increase. I think there's anything there, no. Now, I think we're actually getting close to another enemy. Nice, level up. I think we're actually getting close to another enemy that can drop a card. And I know there's multiple Thunder Skeletons around here, and there's one enemy that's kind of like in a room. We actually, we may not be able to reach it. Because we need a special ability to get it, I think. It's not like behind a hidden wall or anything. How about no? Yeah, it's behind that breakable block. There's an enemy there that can drop an item, or drop a card. I like how the holy water seems to be homing in on whatever I throw it at. That's really cool. Ah, okay, the outer wall. This is the area we need to go to that we have to go up and around for. I think there's also an axe out here somewhere. Whoa! Okay, is this the place that has the hidden thing in the floor? Ah, it is. Hello. Ah, perfect! I can actually farm the electric skeleton here. This is a good spot for it. And I think there's there's a heart boost. I'll take that. Okay. So this is a pretty good place to farm the golem card. I think it's what the Thunder Skeleton drops. So, Okay, he didn't drop his card, but we've got all day, more or less. Ah, there we go, he dropped it. Alright, that's Golem, I believe. Yep, Golem. Now, Golem is the Earth Elemental card. Whoosh! We get a really long-range Earth Elemental Whip. I don't think that actually increases our strength at all. It just gives us a massive range. And for Venus, I think that's defense. Yeah, defense based on percentage of the map uncovered. Anybody who has played Symphony of the Night will recognize that as the effect of the walk armor. Now, something to note, remember this room is here. We will be coming back here way later. but we don't have cause to do that right now. Well, we can't do what I want to do there right now. But suffice to say, there will be a very good reason for us to come back there later. And by later, I mean like endgame. Ow! Ow! Yeah, no. I just screwed that up. Can I make that from here? I can. Okay. I think this is the place that will take us to the hub of the castle. Axe. There we go. That's my baby. I think there's another thunder skeleton coming up here. Ow! Okay, brain floats. These things I actually want to do something with. These guys more or less purely exist to act as platforms. They are really weak. Ow. They don't do a whole lot of damage either, as you can see. At least not on their own, they don't. Of course, if you get them out of sync, then... Okay, that works. Okay, we have a little safe spot here. I want to get up there if possible. That's annoying. Oh. Monkey controls, curse you! Right, I need y'all to get back over here. Yeah, there was something I could do there. Well, while I'm busy bouncing off of these brains, let's see. Today was interesting. It started with another disappointing breakfast, whereas yesterday I had very disappointing French toast. Today I had disappointing pancakes. I don't know about y'all, but if anybody offers me a pancake, okay, good. I made it up here. If anybody offers me pancakes and I can't cut said pancake with a knife, I'm pretty sure they have made those pancakes wrong. Ow! Okay, how much HP do I have? I can survive one more hit from that. Assuming these things don't chip me away. There we go. Okay, yeah, I am getting really low on HP, so I don't want to take any risks here. Okay, there is an HP boost. Whew! Alright, I needed that. That was worth coming up here for. Yeah, overall, in general, the food was just kind of meh. And, yeah, pancakes were really hard to cut. Thankfully, it wasn't like the last time I went to an IHOP. Last time I had pancakes from an IHOP, it broke one of my fillings in my teeth. That $20 pancake meal cost me almost $700 getting a filling replaced. So, yeah, I definitely don't eat at IHOP anymore. Alright, I believe this goes down to... secret walls. Ooh, potion. Thank you. I believe this leads down to the hub of the castle. This is the actual, like, hub. Yes, this looks familiar. Because this... Ah, yes, that. We'll come to that in a minute. Actually, you know what? I'll just go ahead and show what this is. This is a warp room. If you look on the map, save points are red circles, red squares, yellow squares are warp rooms, and warp rooms are kind of strategically placed throughout the entirety of the map. But by doing that, we come out back here into Dracula's chamber. So the reason I call the area that we just came from the hub of the map is because it's more or less centralized, and it contains the closest save point to a warp station. So whenever you find a warp point, you can always just warp back here, save, heal, do whatever, and warp back. Ow. You gotta deal with thunder skeletons, but eh. And the save point is right here. Ah, home sweet home at last. That's better. Okay, so how long have we been going for? Yeah, we're at about an hour 20. So I want to go and show you guys where I'm going to do my off-screen training for the second set of grinding. Ow. I want to go ahead and show y'all that before ending the stream. In case anybody wants to play along, they'll know where to go. Okay, you gotta stop that. Ooh, almost. Not bad. Okay. So in order to get to where I want to go, I gotta use the warp station again. That would have been funny if it actually hit the guy. Alright. Now, the enemies coming up here are going to be pretty weak, but there's one guy in particular I'm going to be worried about. And I want to deal with him in a special manner. Alright, Triumph Hallway. So, this is where we need to go. If you are not playing Thief mode, these Clinking Men are of particular interest to you. Because they can drop Lucky Gauntlets or Fortune Gauntlets. They're called something like that. Prison Guard's worse on the defense. But the Clinking Men are the first enemy that can drop an accessory that boosts your luck. If you are not playing Thief mode, you might want to get 2 of those to stack with, oh, here it is. Yeah, Miracle Armband, that's it. That raises your luck by 10, I think. So, you may want to consider grabbing a couple of those. I think the axe broke that. Uh-oh, Flea Men. Ow! You know what? Heck with y'all. Ooh. Through here. Now, this is going to be another hallway full of zombies. And honestly, well, I would probably be tempted to put on a Miracle Armband. Very nice, level up. My luck's already so high that I don't want to lose the strength boost, because the strength boost is honestly what's keeping me competitive right now. Okay, out here, we want to murder that guy, like, as fast as possible. Now, be careful. That guy has a deceptively long range. Actually, turn this off now that I'm behind him. I want to get this. The cross. Haha! Die. Okay, so, now that he's dead, that's a flame armor. Just kind of show you guys how much experience he gives. I may not even be able to one-cycle him at this point, but let's see. So, 1456 to my next level. This guy is basically a mini-boss. Yeah, he gives like 260, 280, something like that experience. I'm massively underleveled for this area, by the way. I'm usually level 10 by the time I'm fighting Cerberus. But, we've gotten lucky so far. Only one death, too, which is surprising. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is, this is going to be where I'm going to end this stream. I'm going to end it a little early, because I intend to stay here and fight Mr. Flame Knight here until about level 26, 28, somewhere in that ballpark. So I'm going to be here for a while, and y'all don't want to see that. So once I actually, finish this guy and finish my spiel, there we go. He drops bronze armor too, if you care. I don't, but this is where I'm going to be doing my second set of grinding, and I will see y'all next time, probably next Sunday. Hope y'all enjoyed, and I will see y'all then. Have a good night, everybody, and sleep well.